Happy Friday, everybody. It is 5 Minute Friday. Really excited that today is Friday once again. Um, I don't like to just live for the weekend, but the truth is that the weekend is a fun time for my wife and my son and I, just where we can reconnect after our long, busy weeks. And it has been a super busy week. My wife was completely slammed and packed with clients this week, as well as myself working with clients. We launched two websites this week that I hope to share in the group probably next week, as long as everything working out like the final kinks and stuff once we've gone live. So everything is looking good there. Super excited, but it has been a busy time, so I am feeling good about Friday. Heading to a buddy's house tonight, and a little bit of a mandate. We're just going to watch Justice League on his new giant TV and surround sound. So I'm super excited to geek out over that. Okay, so this week in the blog, we are talking about is your website making you look unprofessional? So obviously your website is a huge piece of your marketing and is one of, if not the most important arsenal in your marketing toolkit, toolbox, whatever you want to call it. It is the place where people are going to go to learn more about you. They're going to learn who you are and if you can help them, most importantly. And there's this whole idea of trust attached to a website. When you're trying to attract clients, you're trying to convert visitors into paying clients, trust is a huge factor. And I see a lot of things on therapist websites that would lead me to distrust someone. Maybe it might be a subconscious thing. Some of these things aren't even, you don't like put out anything weird or sketchy with your marketing. Obviously, you're trying your best to, to attract people. But when it comes to design, website design and aesthetics and how websites work and how they feel, often it's some of the things that you don't say and some of the layouts you use and images and stuff like that actually subconsciously lead a visitor to not fully trust you because your website might not feel professional. We want to give our money to people that we trust. We want to give our money to people who can solve our challenges. So that's what this week's blog post was all about. And you can check out the full blog post over at createmytherapistwebsite.com/blog. And you will see that in there. But I want to dig into the first tip. There are five ways that you may not know that you're presenting yourself as unprofessional with your website in this blog post. So there's 5 tips there, but I want to dive into the very first one. And so the first tip that I give in there is that your portrait photo looks like it was taken on a phone. And so I have seen many websites that might look decently well as far as design goes, but then you get to the About page and you see a picture and it's blurry, or maybe it's cropped out, and there's sort of like some weird stuff going on the side because you cropped it out. To me, that just says that you have not taken the time or the money to invest into yourself as a professional. That's obviously not your intention, I'm sure. But when I land on a page for any business, and it's somebody that I'm thinking about doing business with, and then I look at their photo and they don't look professional to me, that just sends a signal to me that I'm not sure if I really want to do business with this person. And sometimes it's subconscious. It's just this sort of feeling. So I want to encourage you, if you have photos on your website of yourself that are subpar, find ways to get professional portraits done. And this doesn't need to break the bank. You can find local photographers on Craigslist, or ask some friends, ask on Facebook. People are always doing family photo shoots and stuff like that. So people know people. I know if I put on Facebook, hey, I'm looking for someone to do my portraits for my business at a reasonable rate, I'm sure I'll get some recommendations back because people just know people. And photography is one thing that, lucky for us as small business owners, you can find a lot of decent photographers who are either just starting out or just their prices are pretty, reasonable. So just want to encourage you to do that. And when we're talking about like what makes a good portrait photo that's going to make you look professional, I want to show an example here that I'm going to bring up on the screen. So this is a past client of mine. Her name is Lori Buckley. Let's see if I can make this a little bit larger. There we go. So you can see right here on her homepage, front and center, she's got a professional photo going on. And I'm not saying that your website needs to have your face so large and front and center, because I know that not everybody is that way in their business, nor do they want themselves to be the center of the business. Because with Lori, she's doing podcasting. She's a little bit, she's more of an authority in her niche, doing sex therapy. So she's on shows. She's got a podcast, that sort of thing. So it makes sense for her. But I'm using this example to show you how you can take your photos and do a little bit more with them. So you can see that she's got her nice, smiling, warm face there, and she's got a lot of space to the left of the photo with a blurred out background, and that gives her so much flexibility. That gave me so much flexibility designing her website to create text on top of the image in such a way that it didn't obscure her face. And if we click into her about page, this will probably be a little bit more relevant to most of you who maybe are just starting out with your website and building your about pages. Okay, let this load here. So she gave me a number of photos that I used on her website. So you can see in the background here, she's got sort of her elevator pitch right there on the about page, and she's got her face in the background. And so that's a little bit more of a subtle way that you can use it. But you can see that she's got nice depth of field going on, just professional photos, really, showing her face, her warm smile, and then yet another place down here on the left, and this is maybe more typical, standard, looking right at the camera portrait. But you can see that this was professionally done. I love the depth of field, how it brings her face to the foreground and blurs out the background. And that's really all there is to it, is just taking a little bit of time, possibly investing a little bit of money to make your portrait photos really shine, really look professional, and really let me click this back here, and really draw people, into your private practice and who you are and what you do with a little bit of warmth, and just give them that reason to trust. And so I've got 4 more of these tips on the website, in the blog post. 4 more tips, 4 more ways that you could possibly be sabotaging your professional image on your website. So small tweaks, little mistakes you might not be aware that you are making. So if you visit the blog at createmytherapistwebsite.com/blog, it's the most recent blog up there as of this week. So definitely check that out. And if any of these things sort of hit home and you have any more questions about it, please feel free to post a question below this video in the comments, and I'd be happy to start a conversation and help you out as best I can. So again, happy Friday, everybody, and I hope everyone has an awesome, awesome weekend. Take care.